You're constantly basically provoking the audience to see things from a certain point of view.
Se alguém quiser ser ouvido, nós estamos aqui. Ouvindo.
Mamãe?
Alicia. O que está havendo?
Hi, Harris. How are you?
Hi, Rafael. Very well. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Congratulations on A Hunting in Venice. I think your work as a cinematographer is so beautiful. I've been watching Kenneth's movies for a very long time, and you started working with him in 2007 with Sleuth. And I wanted to know from you. Tell me a little bit about your partnership, your long-time partnership with him, and how this partnership has reflected in your work in A Hunting in Venice.
I think we've kind of grown together for 15 years in some sort of way with Kenneth. And I think maybe the key to it all is I think we both see every new film we make as a new beginning. I think we look at our professional friendship from as if it was the first time we were making a film together. We don't take things for granted. We put the same amount of kind of passion and more importantly communication into the very beginning stages. And we look at every new film we're about to make as if it's the first and the last one we'll ever do. Usually that's what it is. And also he is such an insightful, inspiring man, Kenneth. I spend a lot of time just listening, and I usually find most of the answers I need to for a film just listening to him.
That's so beautiful. And I love how he plays with the camera in this franchise of Hercule Poirot. We see him working a lot with high and low angle shots, and I know that affects a lot your cinematography. Please tell me about those choices that he makes as a director and how you make them look even better as a cinematographer, because I love your work here in this movie, because we see a lot of those low and high angle shots, and I think they make a lot of difference in the story because they give a different impact to what the characters are going through in the momentum, right?
Yes, I think everything is a point of view, really, and you have to tell a story from a particular point of view. So I think we've both been experimenting with that for a long time, and I would say that most of the low angles are his and most of the high angles are mine. In that if you see us, the two of us working together, we both have a viewfinder, and usually he's on the floor and I'm on a ladder. And I think that's just, if one thing stayed the same, I would say that it would be that we both do that a lot. And I think it's a bit of a game, and it kind of makes things a bit more playful as well. I think it makes things more playful on set, but it also makes things more playful for the audience. In a funny way, they're not sat in a seat. You're constantly basically provoking the audience to see things from a certain point of view and a slightly different point of view, and not on the level. So there's a very, very thoughtful and direct kind of idea behind all of that, in finding I call it the sight unseen, the kind of view you don't usually get. And that's something that I think we both love in filmmaking, and one of the reasons why we've worked together for so long.
And I conclude, no God, no ghosts, with respect, no mediums who can speak to them.
You were saying?
And I have a particular passion for cinematography, because I do think that a lot of the story is told by all of those different angles, and also by the filmmaker's perspective and the cinematographer perspective. You guys are bringing us to the story through a different point of view. Here we have a lot of beautiful shots from Venice, and we have a lot of contrasts between black and white, and obviously colorful shots. Tell me about all of this contrast and the places you decide to choose to shoot in Venice.
Venice is a really, really photogenic city. that you can't really go wrong. But at the same time, we had a limited amount of time, and also you have limited resources in Venice. It's a very difficult city to shoot in. There are no roads. You're literally going everywhere by canal and by foot. So we had to really show it in a way that almost minimized everything, removed the distractions. We were very privileged to get some very unique angles, tops of buildings, balconies, and access to places that I think, make the audience see Venice in a way that isn't normally allowed to but we also, we always start working very early in the morning, and we like to scout very early in the morning, and that's when Venice is at its quietest. Most things, including cities, they reveal themselves at those quiet moments, and so we decided to shoot early hours in the morning, and I always thought that, like, the thing with black and white, it's like an image without color is a bit like a song without lyrics. It often reveals itself in its most beautiful colors and its most revealing textures in that way. So I think when we wanted that kind of naked clarity of thought and of image, we chose to shoot black and white.
And we see how the cinematography adds to the mystery, adds to the whole plot. But when we are talking about like an ordinary audience, someone who's just going to watch a good movie based on an Agatha Christie book, how could you explain to this kind of audience how the cinematography impacts in the narrative, in the audience's perception of the mystery?
Well, hopefully the cinematography here is just an access into the amazing performances. I was hoping to basically do simplistic portraiture that just rang truthful to the performances and captured them in a very intimate way. If I achieved anything, I would say it would be a real intimacy with the performance and the story.
No one shall leave until I find if the living have been killed by the dead. You have been hiding here all this time.
Who are you talking to?